Thanks everyone for coming along tonight. My name's Anna Hodge. I manage the Training and Education Department here at Rising Sun Pictures. So I'll quickly go through some of the presenters tonight. We've got Dr. Josh McCarthy from the Adelaide University in the front there, Tom Baxter and Angelo Valdivia at the back. They're two of our instructors, and at the end of this session they'll be escorting you down those internal stairs to our training rooms, where there will be other Adelaide University staff to greet you, answer questions and also show you our facilities. Kurt Debbins, Effects Department Supervisor over there. We've got Sash Elliott in the middle, Senior Layout Artist, and we've also got Kiara Shorkey, a current student who's just wrapped up a semester here with us. So first of all, acknowledgement of country. We begin today by acknowledging the Kaurna, Turrbal and Jagera peoples, traditional custodians of the land on which our studios are situated today. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. So let's look at our show reel.
There's a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one.
We celebrated 30 years of Rising Sun Pictures this year, and we also celebrated 10 years of our educational partnership with UniSA, now Adelaide University, back in July. So something to celebrate, obviously. We've been around for 30 years. Again, we've been delighting and inspiring audiences worldwide by creating some of Hollywood's most memorable screen moments. A bit about our company: we're known as RSP. And we've created visual effects of feature film and also streaming. We've contributed to over 220 projects. We're award winning. We've got around about 380 staff across 2 studios, Adelaide being the biggest studio, spanned over 2 buildings, and we've got a smaller office in Brisbane at about 50 people, I believe, and we're part of the Pitch Black Global Group. So a bit about the culture. We work very hard, but we also have fun. The culture here at Rising Sun Pictures is amazing, and as a student that comes in studying with us, they are immersed in the experiences that we have here as staff, and they get to walk around the studio and celebrate some of the things that we do too. So some of our clients. And learning at RSP, what's the point of difference? Students that come here are taught by instructors that are working in production. Students attend what we call day in the life of presentations, and over a 12-week semester they have approximately 15 to 16 presentations to attend, learning about different departments. They receive an opportunity to work shadow in a department of their choice. They are also invited to come to all internal presentations that we have here, so any masterclasses. We have some sessions at the moment that are being run by Pitch Black, led by a global leader that consults in animation to visual effects companies, and students have been attending those. We also have masterclasses, and students are invited to our family and friends screening events. So if we wrap up on a movie, we'll book a cinema at Norwood, and then we have staff come along and also students to help us celebrate our successes on the big screen. Jeremy Kelly-Backer from We Made a Thing Studios also is hired to teach students for the compositing and tracking course. And at the end, we dedicate a 1.5 hour session with recruitment, where students are taught about presentation on LinkedIn, their resume, interview tips, and standing out for the right reasons when it comes to their showreel. We invite industry to come along at the end of this academic year to view student work, and we are a certified trainer for side effects, a prestigious award that we apply for every year, and so far have been very successful in gaining that certification. So now I'm going to hand over to Josh McCarthy, who's going to talk about the Bachelor of Visual Effects.
All right, hi everyone, good to see you all. I have many microphones and I have a clicker, and I love clickers, so this is great. We're talking about the Bachelor of Visual Effects first, so this is our flagship VFX degree at Adelaide University. It's a specialist visual effects degree. The whole program is focused on visual effects. As Anna mentioned, you get to study here at RSP for a large part of the program. You're learning from experienced visual effects artists and supervisors, and you'll graduate industry ready with your own visual effects showreel. So it's a fantastic industry focused undergraduate program, and this is our current showreel. Alright, so you can see a broad range of student projects there from the last few years across a range of different visual effects disciplines. In terms of the program, there are no prerequisites whatsoever. You don't need to have any existing knowledge or experience in visual effects or any software or anything like that. We deliver the program at both McGill and City West for the first year and a half, and then all students are here at RSP for the second year and a half of the program. The guaranteed entry ATAR score is 70, and there are a number of different pathways into the program depending on where you're coming from, whether it's school or TAFE or AIE. And the program is 3 years full time, but we do have a 2.5 year accelerated option, so you can jump into industry a little bit quicker if you wish. Now, the cool thing about this program is that you get to be here at Rising Sun Pictures, and you will be here in every year of the program. So 1 course in first year, the equivalent of 5 courses in second year, and the entire final year is delivered on site in industry here at RSP, where you're fully immersed in life at Rising Sun Pictures, and as we've covered, taught by people who are working on some of the biggest blockbusters that are coming out of Hollywood at the moment. That works out to 60% of the degree. It's guaranteed. There's no internal application. Every student in this program will have that opportunity to study here at RSP. And we're teaching students, or more importantly, RSP are teaching students core visual effects disciplines. We have a number of students who come in from TAFE or AIE or other education providers, and we can provide credit for previous study. So this is just one example, whereas if a student comes in with an advanced diploma from TAFE, we can provide 1.5 years credit, and we can condense the remaining 1.5 years into a single calendar year. So if you have done any previous tertiary study, we can come up with a custom study plan for you and fast track your time with us. So it's a great experience. 60% of the program here at RSP, it's unparalleled. There is nothing like this in terms of visual effects education anywhere in the world, that level of industry-based learning. You're studying on-site, you get to see how RSP operates on a day-to-day basis, and you're developing industry-standard skills in core visual effects disciplines. And we'll have Kurt who will talk about dynamic effects, we'll have Sash who's going to talk about comp, track and layout, and obviously Key will talk about his experiences as a student and studying some of these areas as well. I guess the key to get into the visual effects industry is to make connections, to network with industry people while you're studying, and industry-based learning is the best way to do that. So it's really essential that graduates have the right skills, obviously, but also the right connections and an understanding of how the visual effects industry operates. And that's our focus within this program. And over our 10-year partnership with RSP, we've been really successful in producing a lot of industry-ready graduates. We're up to 225 careers launched since we started in 2015, and a number of those graduates have gone on to leadership roles, working all over the world. And we have a couple of grads here who are working in quite senior roles, having only graduated fairly recently. So it's very exciting to hear from them in a couple of minutes. I love this slide. This is all about what do you want to work as, where do you want to work, and what movies and TV shows would you like to work on. So this is just an example of where some of our grads are working, what roles they're working in, and some of the projects that they've worked on this year. We also offer 4 graduate certificates, so if you already have an undergraduate qualification and you just want to spend a short period of time studying, we have 12 full-time graduate certificates that are delivered entirely on-site at RSP and across our 4 key disciplines: comp and tracking, effects and lighting, creature effects, and 3D animation. So that's it for me. I only wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking, so the focus can be on our 3 stars over here. But before we get into our guest speakers, I do have, or more importantly RSP have, a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 breakdown, so you can see some more cool visuals. All right, very cool. All right, now our first guest speaker, we have Kiarash Kashani, who has just finished his studies with us in the last couple of weeks. So let's give a big round of applause and we'll get him up.
Hi, I'm Key. Nice to see all of you. Yeah, I just wrapped up my degree, maybe like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, so still very fresh. RSP is the degree, you know? What you learn here, it's very, very, very difficult to get the knowledge here anywhere else, I think so. When it comes to, you know, what you're learning, the people you meet, shout out Tom and Angela and everyone else, and even just being in the, like the environment, seeing all the artists walk around, you know, you get little, you eavesdrop a little bit, you hear some, oh, I'm working on Sonic, I'm working on, you know, this and that, it gets you excited, you know, like, hey, I could do that. I'm surrounded by people that are doing that. Yeah, it's very warm experience. It's a very, I would say it's super beneficial at the, you know, bottom line. There's only, see, you could put a lot of passion in, a lot of effort into the degree, or you cannot, obviously. The more you put into something like this, the more you will get out of it. That goes with, you know, most things, obviously, but especially when it comes to creative fields like, you know, VFX. Being here with the people you can talk to directly who've done this for like 20 years, crazy beneficial, because they'll just fix it and they'll tell you how to fix it, and then you have that knowledge, you know. Yeah. Do any of you have any like questions about my experience here? Yeah, that's all I have to say. All good things, obviously.
All right, next we have graduate Kurt Devon, so welcome Kurt. Big round of applause. Kurt was one of our first 3 graduates from our partnership with RSP back in 2015, so he is going to tell us about his journey over the last 10 years.
How long have you got? Yeah, as Josh alluded to, I was one of the first graduates through the UniSA at the time RSP partnership. So I started my degree in 2013. I ended up, it was a bit of a different degree back then. It was film and television. It wasn't focused on visual effects. So I went into that degree not really knowing what I wanted to do, but luckily found my way into, through Josh's pushing, into the visual effects stream, which was right at the end of the year on my last year. We did a 10-week intensive course at RSP, so it was a bit fast and loose at that time, and it's not as structured as it is now. But at the end of that, I came out with a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't have had otherwise. It provided me a structure to learn. I think that's really important. But after that, I got an internship for 4 weeks and then hung around for 10 years. So I've been in the department for 10 years. I've done a few different roles in my time at RSP. So I've been a junior effects artist, I've been a mid-level effects artist, I've been a senior effects artist. I was a lead up until recently. So I led shows like Sonic, a few others as well. And more recently, I've jumped into a effects supervisor role. So what that means is I'm the supervisor of the department now. So I have a team of 33 people underneath me, and I make sure to keep all of them on track and make sure all the shows are delivering at the same time. I'm pretty new into that role, so I'm not doing that just yet, but we'll get into that for sure. But it's a massive achievement for myself, having been a student here and now being able to lead a department that is currently 33 strong, and 12 of those being former graduates. As well, that only counts the ones in the effects department. We have many other graduates throughout, obviously SASH being one and many others. And not just at RSP, we have them across the world, that 225-ish, right? They're all doing different things in different departments at different studios. I guess the one thing I did want to touch on is that RSP, what it provides is that structured learning which you won't get anywhere else. It's just, you won't at all. You can go into this industry being self-taught, but it's really difficult to find a place where you'll get all of that information from industry professionals fed to you, which is really important because we want people that are up to industry standard, and that's what you'll get coming out of this course. We have a lot of juniors, we've had a lot of juniors come into the department, and I tend to think that they're actually the best people that we get into the department, and that's including the senior people we hire from different studios, and that's including some of the people that have been in the industry for 15 years. I think what is really important is we like students and then artists that are willing to learn and willing to take on that challenge. And if you've gone through the RSP course, you tend to be someone who's willing to learn and take on a lot of challenges, because it's a challenging course, but it's super rewarding. And all of our juniors that have come through the effects department and other departments as well are all that. And I can't say anything but about good things about the students that come through, because of the things that you learn and all of the good habits you pick up, and then obviously the industry skills that you'll learn. But yeah, I think the course itself changed my life, because I wouldn't be here today speaking to you without it, and I'm super thankful for it, to have it in Adelaide. I think the great thing as well is we're a global industry, so if it's something that you want to get into to work in Adelaide, you've got that option through many different avenues, not just RSP, but you can also work across the world, which is a really exciting thing for a lot of people. So yeah, I guess any questions for myself as well, I'm more than happy to answer anything. No, not now. Cool.
I think the wonderful thing about Kurt is also he's come full circle, and next semester I think you're doing a few guest spots with our students as well in the classroom. So, great achievement. Thank you.
You'll see my face around this for sure.
So next we have graduate Sash Elliott, who is also employed at Rising Sun Pictures.
Cool. So hello everyone, my name's Sash and I'm a senior layout artist here at Rising Sun Pictures. I've been at the company for almost 5 years now, and my journey started in the RSP education program. So after I graduated high school, I knew I wanted a career in film, but I wasn't sure which specific area I wanted to go into, and so that's what drove me to study film at UniSA, and what introduced me to a potential career in visual effects, which is something that I never thought was possible. I remember actually Anna giving a presentation similar to this one at uni, and she was talking about the opportunities to work on Hollywood films from right here in Adelaide, and that just inspired me so much, and what really, made me realise that's what I wanted to do. I guess one thing that I sort of hesitated before applying to the course was that I'm not very technically, I don't have a lot of technical knowledge. I was never good at maths and science in school, but I was just very creative, and luckily that's what's great about the RSP course, is that they really encourage that creativity while still holding your hand in, the challenges and the tough bits that, I might not have had so much experience with. And I think that's another amazing thing, is that we have such great instructors for the course who understand that the skill sets coming into it aren't all the same, and the history with the students will be all different backgrounds. And I really enjoyed how hands-on the experience was. Studying in a live studio environment, and you learn industry standard software, which really made my transition into the industry so easy. And I have lifelong friends now who are working in studios all around Australia, and who I still contact and catch up with even to this day. I think my class, there were 90% of students who got employed within the first 6 months, which is quite a crazy achievement. And personally, since graduating, I've seen a lot of growth in my career, from starting as a junior layout artist to mid-level and now senior. in just 5 years, which is quite crazy. And I've been leading projects recently for films such as Sinners and the Star Wars series Ahsoka with Kurt. And another awesome opportunity was last year I got flown out to the Disney lot in Sydney to work on some previs layout for an upcoming film. So I got to meet the director and the visual effects supervisor client side and collaborated with them in creating some creative shot work, which was an opportunity that, you know, doesn't come around very often, and is really thanks to studying here at RSP. And I think, you know, I can see myself in a lot of you here today. You know, I've been in your shoes, and, you know, whether it's if you've just graduated high school or you love movies and you're thinking about a career in visual effects, you know, my experience with RSP has just been so rewarding, and it's just, yeah, I would really encourage it. And, you know, I'm more than happy to chat further about my experiences and more about the RSP program after the session as well. I'd love to meet some of you guys. So thank you.
Beyond tonight, if you have any questions, email me at learn@rsp.com.au, and then that question can be answered by me, or I can forward it on to Josh if there's any questions about the application process through the university. Thank you, everyone.
It's just to save the date for now, but Wednesday, November 12 at City West Uni SA, or Adelaide Uni, whichever one you want to call it. We've got our visual effects industry night from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m, and we'll have speakers from Rising Sun Pictures, Industrial Light and Magic, and Framestore, so 3 of the biggest visual effects companies in the world. It'll be a fantastic night, so just keep that date free. Feel free to email me if you have any questions, and we're going to announce this event in the next week or so. So come along, it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you.